is 12 o'clock. Here's the media news. First, the top stories. Ogun Assembly OK's 65.7 billion naira loan request for infrastructural project. Again, presidency says Buhari not ill or admitted into any UK hospital. Oil marketer jailed 60 years, ordered to refund 754 million naira petroleum subsidy. 16 killed in multiple auto crashes in Katsina State. In foreign, Gambia's President Adama Barrow returns home from exile. Trump team says media, not Democrat, is now U.S. opposition party. Good afternoon. I am Akemerio Uaihin and bringing you the news in detail shortly. And now the news in detail. Ogun State House of Assembly has approved the 65.78 billion naira loan request of Governor Ibikunle Amboso to finance the ongoing roads and infrastructure projects in the state. The approval follows a motion raised by the House Majority Leader Adeyinka Mafe during the Assembly plenary in Abeokuta, who argues that the long repayment period of 10 years of the loan at the single interest rate will be beneficial to the state. The Finance and Appropriation Committee Chairman Olushola Bankole explains that the loan facility to be sourced from both Nigerian and foreign financial institutions is the approved capital receipt of the state 2017 budget. The House Minority Leader Olawale Alausa, however, insisted that the project to be executed ought to have been listed with the approved loan.
This approval would just be that it will be nice for the appropriation for the oversight function and will be properly guided. As it were now,
Loan is to be provided for by Nigerian banks, including Central Bank of Nigeria, Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, Nigeria Industrial Development Bank, and the Nigeria Sovereign Wealth Fund. The loan will also be sourced from foreign financial institutions such as the World Bank's Africa Finance Corporation, Agence France de Development Bank, China Exim Bank, and African Development Bank. Lecturers at the Tai Solarin University of Education, Taswed, Ijagun, near Ijebu-Ode, have embarked on a strike over a list of demands. Chairman of the university's chapter of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Dr. Bayo Akinsoya, in a statement says the strike is total and comprehensive. Akinsoya warns that the strike will continue until the refund of the 12-month deduction from the salaries of the lecturers to the Staff Cooperative Society and the payment of the earned academic allowance. The ASU chairman accused the Ogun State government of being insensitive to the plight of the university lecturers. Presidency has again assured Nigerians that President Buhari is not ill. It also clarified that Buhari is not on admission in any of the hospitals in the UK. His special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, speaking on CNBC Africa interview program, says nothing has changed from Buhari's notification to the Senate while departing Abuja last week for London. Adesina recalls that Buhari notified the Senate that he will be on a 10-day vacation in the UK, during which he will undergo a routine medical checkup and return to Abuja at a specific date. He also says, if necessary, the president will address Nigerians from London to further assure them that he is ill and hearty. Earlier, the presidency also refuted the report of Buhari's death in the social media and that state governors are mounting pressure on acting President Yemi Osinbajo to resign. Northwest Zone Caucus of the House of Representatives has endorsed President Muhammadu Buhari for a second term in office. The caucus leader, Al-Hassan Doguwa, addressing newsmen after the meeting of the lawmakers in Abuja, says their decision is taken on behalf of the people of the Northwest region. The caucus, according to Doguwa, also passed a vote of confidence in the Buhari administration following the decimation of the capability of Boko Haram forces in the Northeast region. The caucus, however, says The proposed 2017 budget sent by President Buhari to the National Assembly favors the South geopolitical zones than the North. A petrol import subsidy fraud suspect, Mrs. Ada Ugungai, has been jailed 60 years by an Ikeja High Court in Lagos for falsely collecting 754 million naira from federal government for imported petrol not delivered. The convict, who is the managing director of Ontario Oil and Gas Limited, was jailed 10 years each on 6-count charges, but she was spent only 10 years in prison. Justice Latifa Okunu rules that the sentences will run concurrently. Mrs. Ugungai is jailed along with the company's chairman, Walter Wagbalsoma, who is in the UK, facing charges of £12 million fraud. The judge also ordered the accused to refund to the federal government the sum of 754 million naira collected for alleged imported petrol. The accused was brought to court in a wheelchair. Last Friday, she had slumped in the dock while the judgment was being read by Justice Okuno and was rushed to the hospital, forcing the adjournment of the sentencing till Thursday. 2 people have died while 7 others, including a 7-year-old boy, were critically injured in a fire outbreak at a filling station in Adigbe area of Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. 7 makeshift shops, a motorcycle and a pickup vehicle were razed in the inferno that was put off by men of the fire service and other relevant security agencies. The incident occurred at about 11 o'clock in the morning following a gas explosion when a welder was carrying out a repair work at RAB Engineering Filling Station. The State Director of State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, Shakiru Adebaki, addressing newsmen at the scene, says the fire incident could have been averted if the filling station had adopted standard safety precaution. Also, the State Commandant of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Aboluwoye Akinwande, explains that quick response of NSCDC operatives, the State Fire Service, and Nigerian Police Force prevented the fire from spreading to the nearby filling station. 16 persons have died in multiple auto crash in Katsina State. The State Sector Commander of Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Abdul Bagadawa, says the auto crashes were recorded in Mani and Kankia. According to the commander, 7 died in Kankia in a collision between a car marked KMC 650AA and a bus whose registration number is RRN 312XA. In the second auto crash at Mani, a bus marked WA18KMC killed 9 persons after losing control at a sharp corner. The FRSC commander says bodies of those who died in the crashes have been deposited at the Mani and Kankia General Hospitals. You are still listening to the Midday News from Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next, we bring you foreign, business and sport news. Please do stay with us. On the foreign scene, President Donald Trump's chief strategist has described U.S. mainstream media as the opposition party, saying it should keep its mouth shut. Stephen Bannon also told the New York Times that news organizations have been humiliated by the failure to anticipate Mr. Trump's election victory. The U.S. media, according to Bannon, is the opposition party and not the Democratic Party. Media outlets have clashed with the White House over the number of people attending Mr. Trump's inauguration. They have also questioned his claim about millions of illegal ballots. Mr. Bannon also argued that news outlets do not understand U.S. as a country. Gambia's President Adama Barrow has returned to the country to assume power days after his predecessor Yahya Jammeh left to go into exile. The plane of President Barrow, who has been in neighboring Senegal, touched down at Banjul Airport, where jubilant crowds waited to welcome him. Mr. Barrow, dressed in white robes and a cap, stepped off the plane in Banjul as heavily armed troops from Senegal and Nigeria stood by. Overhead, a fighter jet from the West African force guaranteeing the new president's security, performed fly-past. The president said his priority was to appoint his cabinet and then get the ball rolling. President Barrow is staying at his home while a security assessment is carried out at the official residence State House. The UN envoy for West Africa, Mohamed Ibn Chambers, has said the UN will help guarantee security in the Gambia. Dutch Justice Minister Advan der Steur has resigned in a row over a 2001 compensation payment to a convicted drug trafficker. His departure is regarded as a blow to the government of Prime Minister Mark Rutte, as his centre-right Liberal Party VVD is trailing in opinion polls ahead of a general election in March. Mr. van der Steur is the third member of Mr. Rutte's government to resign over the scandal. Former Justice Minister Ivo Opstelten and his junior minister Fred Teven resigned in 2015 after misleading Parliament over the 2001 deal. The affair revolves around a deal prosecutors reached with a drug trafficker, says Hellman, worth $2.1 million. Now in business. Shell Petroleum Development Company is relocating its corporate headquarters from Port Harcourt back to Lagos. The oil company recently moved its headquarters from Marina, Lagos to the River State capital following pressures and threats from the major stakeholders in the Niger Delta region where its oil facilities are located. Already, River State government, according to the Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, has petitioned the Senate to intervene in the planned relocation of Shell headquarters back to Lagos. Peterside, in a statement, blamed the decision on Governor Nyesom Wike, who he accused of causing tension in the region with his utterances and actions. Finally, sport news. Ahead of the 2017 Gothia Cup in Sweden, the first set of screenings has been staged in Kaduna. The event, which saw over 500 youngsters, was held at the Madu Bello Stadium from January 21st to 25th. 8 players have been chosen from the Kaduna Center as they await the national screening, which will see them compete with players from other centers to pick the final 18 who will make the squad to Sweden. This year's competition will see players born in 1999 or later represent Nigeria at the annual event. That was the media news, and just before we go, the major stories once again. Ogun Assembly okayed 65.7 billion naira loan request for infrastructural project. Again, Presidency said Buhari not ill or admitted into any UK hospital. Oil marketer jailed 60 years ordered to refund 754 million naira petroleum subsidy. 16 killed in multiple auto crashes in Katsina State. In foreign, Gambia's President Adama Barrow returned home from exile. And also reported was, Trump team said media, not Democrat, was now US opposition party. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com/live. Thank you so much for listening. I am Ahimerio O. I. Hinan. Good afternoon.